Now look here, Richard is looking for a new job, but it's not that easy. Tricky interviews, suspicious employers, and unexpected challenges await him. You can help him find his dream job if you solve all the riddles. Let's give it a shot. The first job interview is in just 1 minute, but Richard can't find the right office building. His email invitation has a hint instead of an exact address. So, which of these 3 buildings should Richard enter? Richard should enter the glass building because its windows are sealed shut, so no one can open them. The other 2 buildings have visible window handles. Richard enters the building, but before he can get to the final interview room, the secretary gives him a puzzle. The password is a 3-digit number. The first digit is the number of legs on a spider. The second digit is the number of wheels on a bicycle. The third digit is the number of thumbs a person has. So, what is the password? A spider has 8 legs. A bicycle has 2 wheels. A human has 2 thumbs. So the correct password is 822. Richard finally enters the interview room, and more puzzles await him there. Oops, with all the interviews, Richard forgot he needed to take his pills. The doctor prescribed him one for the morning, let's call it X, and the other one for the evening. Let's call it Y. Richard cannot take both in the morning or both in the evening. The pills are absolutely identical. How should he take them correctly and survive? He needs to cut each pill in half. He'll take 1/2 of pill X in the morning and the other half of X in the evening. And he should do the same for pill Y. The interviewer gives Richard a book to test how quickly he can remember new facts. He got carried away while reading and accidentally tore out pages 9, 10, 25, 67, and 68. How many pages will he have to fix? No worries. He'll only have to fix 3 pages. 9 and 10, just like 67 and 68, are different sides of one page. The next riddle is to test Richard's analytical skills. He needs to guess which of the employees of the company is selling their secrets to their rivals. The only hint is a periodic table with 3 elements that are highlighted in red: carbon, oxygen, and lithium. The 3 suspects are Liam, Colin, and Oliver. The chemical symbols spell out COLI, forming the name Coley. It's a clue clearly pointing to Colin. The interview is over, and while Richard is waiting for the results, he receives an email. It's an invitation to work at Microsoft. Looks like a dream job, but instead of celebrating, Richard instantly notices it's a scam. How did he figure it out? Well, Microsoft wouldn't send out invitations to interviews from an email "We hire Microsoft at coolmail.com." It's time for another interview at a company that seemed perfect. The office was modern, and the manager was friendly, but something felt off. What's suspicious here? The fact that there's no company logo anywhere and no branded material is a huge red flag. An empty office with no staff is super suspicious too. And that huge TV instead of basic office amenities like a water cooler or coffee machine is a clear sign that this isn't even an office. Looks like it's a showroom or a space used for something else. Richard gets an invitation to another interview nearby, so he decides to check it out. Instead of the regular questions, the interviewer asks Richard to quote popular online memes. Richard realizes the interviewer must be a blogger who is probably streaming all this live. What gave away the scammer? The office room seems rather normal, but what is that teddy bear doing there? One of its eyes looks bigger than the other. It must be a hidden camera. Richard doesn't give up and sends his CV to 2 more companies that are in the same office building. He sees 2 managers and realizes only the first company will most likely trick him. How did he figure it out? Do you see that envelope full of money? The manager of the first company is trying to hide it, so it could be an unofficial salary or even a bribe. The manager of the second company looks professional, and her watch is a sign that she values time and keeps track of things. So he chooses the second company, and it's from the creative industry. They need to see if Richard can think outside the box. The question is, what will you get if you add 5 to 500 5 times? It's a creative company, remember? You'll get 505, 505, 505, 505, and 505. The interviewer has 15 colored pencils, 5 blue, 5 red, and 5 purple. The task is to divide them into 2 piles. One pile must have twice as many blue pencils as red pencils, and another pile must have more purple pencils than any other color. How many red pens would be in each pile? It sounds complicated, but this riddle is there to test your attention. The answer is 0, as we were talking about pencils, not pens, all the time. Richard needs to figure out which principle this sequence is based on. The numbers are lined up in the alphabetical order of the first and second letters of their names. 8, 5, 4, 9, and so on. The final task of the interview is to find the way out of the room. The door has a combination lock, and this time there seems to be no hint to guess the 6 digits. How can Richard get out? Well, no one said the door was actually locked. He just pushes it and it opens. Richard receives 2 job offers and must choose the one that is safe to accept. The first company instantly offers a high salary but requires a passport scan and bank details before signing the contract. The second company offers a smaller salary and a trial period but provides official employment and signs the contract first. Which company should Richard choose? You should never share your personal information like bank details before signing a contract, so the first company is a scam. Richard should choose the second one. Hey, it's Richard's first day at work. In the morning, he reads a newspaper that has a weird headline. Workers want to make less money. He was so intrigued he read the article, and then it made perfect sense. What is this about? People working at the mint and literally making money felt overworked and underpaid, so they wanted to work less, which, in their case, means making less money since money is made at the mint. Richard arrives at the office, and he instantly notices something is really wrong there. Can you figure out what exactly? Look at the calendar. June only has 30 days, so June 31st, well, doesn't exist. It was the first tentative test at work, and Richard passed it. His boss comes into the room and says, I can beat anyone who works here at arm wrestling. But if one of his employees wins, they will get a reward of $500. Richard wants to try, but other employees tell him not to because he could get fired. Why? The boss said he could beat anyone who works at the company. So to eliminate competition, he would just fire the person who was stronger than him. The first day at the job went really well. Richard had to go through scammers, difficult tests, and unexpected traps. But thanks to your help, he proved his intelligence and finally landed the job he deserved. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.